The story of the Titanic. At the beginning of the 20th century, ocean travel was the main way to cross the Atlantic Ocean. In a fierce competition for dominance, the British company White Star Line wanted to build the most luxurious and largest ship the world had ever seen. They called it the RMS Titanic, and it would be one of 3 ships known as the Olympic class. Construction began in 1909 in Belfast, Ireland, at the Harland and Wolff shipyard. Thousands of workers labored day and night. The Titanic was designed to be a floating palace, complete with elegant dining rooms, a grand staircase, Turkish baths, a swimming pool, and even electric elevators. A marvel at the time. The ship was said to be unsinkable due to its advanced design and watertight compartments. But as history would prove, this claim was a dangerous mistake. The Titanic set out on her maiden voyage on April 10, 1912, departing from Southampton, England, with stops in Cherbourg, France, and Queenstown, now Cobh, Ireland, before heading across the Atlantic to New York City. On board were around 2,224 people, the wealthy elite, middle-class travelers, poor immigrants dreaming of a better life in America, and a large crew. Some of the most famous passengers included John Jacob Astor IV, one of the richest men in the world, Molly Brown, later known as the unsinkable Molly Brown, and Captain Edward Smith, who was retiring after this voyage. The ship was a picture of contrast. While the rich enjoyed luxurious suites and fine dining, third-class passengers lived in small, crowded cabins. Yet for many, even this was better than what they left behind in Europe. For the first few days, the voyage went smoothly. The Titanic moved through the icy North Atlantic at nearly full speed. However, ice warnings began arriving from other ships. On April 14th, multiple messages warned of icebergs ahead. Unfortunately, many of these warnings did not reach the bridge or were not taken seriously. That night, the sea was unusually calm, with no waves to make the icebergs more visible. The moon was not out and there was no fog, just a dark, clear sky. At 11:40 p.m., the Titanic struck an iceberg on its starboard right side. The iceberg tore through the ship's hull, damaging several of the watertight compartments. Though the damage seemed minor to some, the ship's designer, Thomas Andrews, knew the truth. The Titanic was doomed. The crew tried to remain calm. Distress signals were sent out and lifeboats were prepared. But there was a terrible problem. There weren't enough lifeboats for everyone on board, only enough for about 1,178 people, less than half of the passengers and crew. Women and children were given priority, and many lifeboats were launched only half full in the early stages of evacuation. Some people didn't believe the ship was sinking and refused to leave. As the bow front of the ship filled with water, the stern back rose higher into the air. People panicked. Musicians played calming tunes, hoping to comfort the passengers. Others prayed, screamed, or jumped into the freezing water. At 2:20 a.m. on April 15, 1912, the Titanic broke apart and sank into the icy depths of the Atlantic Ocean. Over 1,500 people died, making it one of the deadliest maritime disasters in history during peacetime. The nearby ship Carpathia, having received the distress signal, raced through dangerous ice to rescue survivors. It arrived around 4 a.m. and pulled 705 survivors from lifeboats. The world was stunned by the news. There were many questions. Why was the ship going so fast? Why weren't there enough lifeboats? Who was responsible? Public investigations followed in both the US and Britain. They led to major changes in maritime law, including lifeboats for everyone, 24-hour radio monitoring on ships, formation of the International Ice Patrol to track icebergs. The Titanic lay hidden under the ocean for decades. In 1985, explorer Robert Ballard and his team finally discovered the wreck at a depth of over 12,000 feet. The haunting images of the broken ship captured the world's attention once again. Over the years, many books, documentaries, and the 1997 film Titanic by James Cameron brought the story to life for new generations. Today, the Titanic is remembered not only as a shipwreck, but as a symbol of human pride, tragedy, and the thin line between safety and disaster.